What's going on, everybody? So, I've been kind of AWOL for like a week and a half. Got pretty good excuses as far as like family and just general stuff goes, but either way, I won't get into them. We did film the upgrades for my son's bike. However, that day we had a bunch of family and friends popping in and out, and they were in and out of the video, and it just didn't work with the edit, so I never ended up publishing anything or doing anything like that. Maybe I'll use some of that footage later on to show different points of it. I will do a before and after. So before, at a whopping 28.8, I think, or maybe 28.6 pounds. This is Jaden's bike beforehand. It was heavy, awkward, gigantic pain for him to get around on, and the final product, which is this, is a weenie little 22-pound mini bike that's he's fallen in love with. He's ridden it a few times. We put the XT crank on with the race face 1x, the SRAM GX 10-speed. He's got a 1600 gram wheel set, the Thompson Elite seat post with a new saddle. He's got the SR epoxy fork that is got the pressure set to his weight, so it actually works, unlike the one that he had before. He's got a set of Bontrager, yeah, I know, Bontrager on a Specialized, but Bontrager bars that are 690 mil, which is a lot for someone his size. And he was a little weird about him at first, but then quickly was like, yeah, you're right, wider is better, as he's got a lot more control. So he rode with his team yesterday at Big River, and came out gleaming. And then he rode with me and his sister a few times, but all went well. So he's very happy. I'm a little disappointed that he wanted to stick with the 26-inch wheel instead of the 27.5. But hey, to each their own. He is still a little guy, so I think he's much more comfortable being able to flick the 26 around more than the 27.5, as he has tried a 27.5. He did fit on a 15.5 27.5. It just, he wasn't a huge fan. Anyway, that's not the primary purpose of this video today. I am heading out tonight on the first trip of my van. Going down to ride in Virginia. So me and the bike are piling in the van with all our gear, and we're heading down to Virginia. We're gonna ride in the Shenandoah. So those are the trails that I found online that were the nicest looking. If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll definitely check them out and try and hit those trails up. I'm gonna be gone for possibly up to 5 days. I haven't really decided yet. I've got enough supplies and food for about that long, so we'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to ask for suggestions on trails, also show you the van, because you've seen me in it a few times, but you've never actually gotten a tour. So let's do a little tour. This is my van from the back. It is a 1997 Ford E350. So under this queen size mattress here, we have a 26-gallon freshwater tank with the fill. That hose goes and wraps around to an on-demand pressure pump for the sink, which I'll show you in a minute. We got my storage bins. We got a lot of room for storage. Right here goes my toolkit, my automotive toolkit, in case something happens on the road that I need to address. There's typically a curtain hung around here to block this off, but I did all the laundry last night, so nothing's been made. It's all just kind of bare. So if we head around over here, we have the opening into the living space. And right here, I have my outdoor essentials, so the baby wipes, my hammock, and a water pump filter. This Eno hammock is the double nest. I absolutely love it. The filter is the Catadine double pump, so I absolutely love that filter. Fire extinguisher. This is a dark Pergo style floor. There's the sink. The sheet that's kind of wrapped up over there, that's a curtain that goes across to block out the driver's side, so that doesn't always sit there and it just gets soaked. I got a little fan in place of my stove, because I haven't gotten a stove yet. We haven't really decided what stove we want to get. So over here we have some more storage for food. Got my jet boil, a little lantern, extra fuel for the jet boil, ton of ramen. I know, super healthy. We do have the granola, freeze-dried granola, which if you haven't had this meal yet from Mountain House, it is a phenomenal breakfast food. It's one of the best things that I've tasted, especially out of a freeze-dried meal. You just add water and stir it up. So under here, we have the wastewater tank, which, yes, I know it's a fuel can, but it was pretty much the only thing I could fit under there at the right angle for the trap to still drain into. We got a few ratchet straps and my 100-foot dog leash. The on-demand pump, if you're not familiar with on-demand pumps, they work when there's a drop in pressure. So i.e. you turn the faucet on, water starts pouring, the pump reads a drop of pressure and immediately starts pumping to get back up to pressure. So it's just like a faucet in a house. However, if something happens and the line gets a hole or punctures, it's just going to pump all 26 gallons into the car. So we have the on-off switch for the pump. I don't know if you can hear the pump, but it's empty right now because it's freezing out and I don't want anything to freeze and burst. Up here we have some basic storage. I have a pair of safety glasses in there now, but I got clips. I got a few extra puck lights up here, some backpack pantry vegetarian meals. There's the benches over here. There's my bike mount, so my bikes all fit right here for when we're not in use. There's a cooler. It's a 7-day Ozark Trail cooler. So the deal with this van was that originally it wasn't a huge hit for me to build. Wife didn't really want me to build it. I tend to get carried away with stuff, so she was like, yeah, I don't really want you to do that. I said, all right, well, what if I sell my Harley, which I hadn't ridden in like 2.5 years, and just use the money for that to build the van? So I was successful. I didn't spend any extra money other than the Harley funds. However, I was running kind of short, so I ended up getting the Ozark 7-day cooler rather than a higher end model like the Yeti. And to be honest with you, I'm thrilled. I've used it a few times camping in the woods, and it's definitely held up to the 7-day ice rating. It's kept our food nice and cold for a decently long period of time without getting warm inside or losing too much ice. So that was a good purchase at about a quarter of the price of the Yeti. So pretty much that's my van. In that big plywood box is an RV battery that powers the lights in here, which are they're little LED recessed puck lights that are controlled on this dimmer switch right here. So you can turn them on, and there's 2 above the bed and 2 over here. There's not one in this panel because I have a fantastic fan that's going to go in when the weather starts to get a little bit warmer. So in there is the RV battery bank hooked up to, it's only 12 volt right now. I want to get an inverter and do a regular house plug, or a couple of them in here in order to charge laptops and stuff like that. But for now we're running off of straight 12 volt, which isn't terrible. I mean, we can charge everything off 12 volt. We have converters and all that other stuff. Things like the GoPro take a while, which is a little bit frustrating and drains a lot of power, but those batteries are linked to the alternator of the van. So there was the other thing that we kind of ran out of money. We wanted to do solar, however didn't have the money to do solar, so we just ran a cable to the alternator of the van with a cutoff switch. So when we park, we just disconnect with a quick disconnect in there the RV batteries to the van itself. Therefore everything in here runs off of that power, and there's no threat of draining the vehicle battery. I do carry a jump box with me just in case, but all in all it works pretty well. So that's my van. I'm gonna be heading out tonight, so I'm gonna publish this video hopefully before I head out, so you guys know where I am for the next week and know to look forward to some pretty sick videos. There's a few trails I really want to hit in Shenandoah. However, I'm gonna swing by a few local bike shops first and ask for some recommendations from them. I'll take any recommendations from anyone who sees this video. I originally wanted to go down to North Carolina, but the weather is kind of crazy down there and a lot of the trails are closed, so I think that the extra 4 or 5 hour drive wouldn't really yield any better results than Shenandoah. Plus I've heard that there's some pretty killer riding in Shenandoah. I haven't found too much on YouTube about guys riding in the Shenandoah. I have found a few of the trails that I had found online on YouTube, and they do look pretty sick, so hopefully they live up to their videos. But yeah, look for those in the next week or so. Until then, take care. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when I post out those other videos. All right guys, take care.